Alright, hello people, I'm the dude and this is Quest to Play Everything, where I try to play every game ever made. Today we're playing Gear Up, which, according to Steam, just came out 2 days ago. So this is the most recent game I have ever made a video of, as far as when it came out and when I played it. So there's that, that's something new. Complete coincidence, Steam just recommended it, that's how I ran into it. The game itself, it's very arcadey, it's very easy to pick up and play, it's very easy to play, period. You go into matches, you win matches, you get points, you use the points to buy parts for your tank, you upgrade your tank, you go do some more matches. It's an endless cycle. In this case, we're in a very, very heavy tank, and I'm abusing the most broken weapons in the game, just to be an ass, basically. And to show off the imbalance. I've got the hardest hitting primary sniper for my main weapon. I've got 2 support snipers on either side of my primary, so I fire 3 sniper shots each volley, and then I have 2 mortars in my other 2 support slots, which those are the like rockets that fire up in the air and then land back down and explode and hit an area, which you just saw right there. And then on top of all that, I am extremely tanky. I've got the tankiest spider legs in the game. They give like 80 armor. And I've got, moderately tanky body, but mainly the body's there for the quad support slots. But, yes. You're about to see the cheese factor of this. It's really strong in and of itself, like right now, just walking around shooting people. But whenever you get to a sniper perch, it's godlike, basically. This isn't even the best match I've done with this stupid setup. Here's the spider legs in action. They can walk on walls, any walls. Very, very cool. But here's the cheese fest in action. I'm not even good at sniping. As you can see, I just missed a couple of shots right there. But when this thing hits, it's usually instant death. Or if they're really heavy, like if they're a really heavy tank, then it'll be two shots to kill them. But it's ridiculous. This guy's gonna get mortared all to hell. There we go. The idea behind this tank was just to see how cheesy I could make the game. Just how broken a tank I could make. The snipers in this game, they do too much damage, they're too easy to use, they're way too accurate, they fire way too fast. They have no downside. You can run and gun with them just as easily as sniping. You don't need to use the scope, and they do just as ridiculous damage in short range. That guy just climbed up the wall and then flipped off. He's got spider legs as well. Although, yeah, he's got some of the faster ones, smaller, less armed ones. That guy's got a really heavy body on a really small set of legs, which is not a good idea. The mortars are about to start hitting him. He got the health pickup. He's hiding behind the tower. He's coming back out with the machine guns, and he's dead. That was me missing a whole bunch of shots, like a pro. He's got one of the buggy legs, which I do like, but I like the tank treads better. The tank treads are more stable, the buggy legs are faster per tier of item or whatever. I don't know how you want to phrase it. The different legs, they go by first the type of leg, and then they go by speed and armor. So if it's really fast, it's gonna have really low armor. If it has really high armor, it's gonna be really slow. So they have like ranges. This is like the heaviest armored spider legs in the game. These big, massive, like tarantula legs. So I take damage really, really well, and I can still climb on the walls. Climb on the walls. And if you don't have spider legs, you can't get up here. It's impossible. Like that buggy, no matter how hard he tries, he can't get up here where I am. The propulsion legs, the tank legs, anything but the spider legs cannot get up here. I cannot stress that enough. And if they don't have long-range weapons, good luck fighting me. And even if they do have long-range weapons, it's just a sniper war. See, this guy's a sniper, and he's going to try to snipe me out. But I'm way more heavily armed than he is, so he's toast. I think he had 1 basic sniper. I have a heavy sniper and 2 support snipers. He wasn't gonna win. This is that guy with a really heavy body and really small legs. You don't do that. There's no point. If you're gonna get small legs, you get them for the speed. So you have to go with the light body. Otherwise, you're just wasting the legs completely. This guy's gonna get mortared again. Beakman. Gonna range the mortars on yous. There we go, goodbye. The mortars have splash damage. I finally died because the guy that has one sniper, one basic sniper attached, I wasn't paying attention and he shot me a bunch of times while I was mortaring that guy, so. Oh! No scope, no problem. I think I ended up going 20-something with like maybe one death for this round, and that's pretty standard for this setup. This tank is insanely good. It's really easy to use. It's really strong. If they ever do update this game, I'm gonna mortar this guy to death again. The mortars aren't very accurate, but they have tons of splash damage, so you don't need to be accurate. But yeah, if they ever update this game, they need to nerf the crap out of the snipers. Plain and simple. They need to either reduce their damage a lot or make them much less accurate. And this guy's gonna go down probably. Yep, there we go. Triple destruction. You'll see a lot of triple deca, hexa destructions. And then after that, it just says rampage over and over again. You'll see a couple of those in here too. Quad destruction. This little map right here is my favorite in the game. It's kind of like a test course type thing. It has no walls to it on the sides. You can just fall off the sides and fall to the water below and die horribly. And I like that. I like the setup. I like how it's not completely open. You've got those divots where you can go down, like right there, where it says gear up with the sign. You can go down into that area and dodge shots, or you can get behind the posts, the flags, the big giant globes that are attached to the towers. Those are the flags that you're supposed to capture. I remember this guy. I somehow don't kill him. Yeah, I'm shooting the crap out of him, but I must be hitting the ground. Yeah, there we go. Oh, someone snuck up on me. And it wasn't good enough. He had spidey legs. That's how I got up there. And there's those like moving walls. You see that on the right? It like moves so you can move with it. It's really cool ideas going on here for this map. It's got some ramps. It's got that thing. I don't know what that is. It like goes up and down. You can stand on top of it and it makes you a moving target without you actually having to move. Easily my favorite map in the game. There's about 8 maps or so. I think you get to see 3 or 4 of them during the course of the video. And there's the win. 21 destroyed. I died 4 times. So I died way more than I probably should. But the best I've gotten in that tank was 35 kills with 3 deaths with that setup. The mortars and the triple sniper. A little bit of lag there. So here's my favorite tank. Not the best tank, but my favorite. It's just a machine gun boat. It's just got tons and tons of machine guns, and it's really, really tanky, so it can slug. As you just saw right there, that guy did about 1/3 of my health in a full-on slugfest before I killed him. Usually if I have full health, I can take 3 enemies on before I run out of health, and that's if I don't get any pickups, like defensive pickups or health pickups or anything like that with this particular setup. These are the tankiest tracks, the tank treads. They are extremely durable. I have 2 armor boosters for my bottom support slots, which are giving me like plus 70 armor. They're giving me almost as much armor combined as my body is right now, which is at like 90, I think, or 80, I think, something like that. So my armor is through the roof. That spider just climbed off and jumped off the top. This setup has a ridiculous amount of armor, and then it has 3 machine guns. It has a primary machine gun and 2 support machine guns. Easily my favorite tank in the game, just for like rolling around and having fun. I remember this part. I try to kill this spider, but he's got the fast spider legs and a really light body, so he's moving really quickly. And I don't have any splash damage at all with this setup. I have to aim correctly. It requires it. I try to get the ammo pickup there, because as you can see, my primary gun was out of ammo. But yeah, that light spider with the light body and the light legs, he's so fast. He's so hard to hit. I end up having problems with him multiple times during this match, where I can't pin him down. Yeah, he's sitting on a little bouncy deal right there, and just taking pot shots. The guy behind me sniped him though, thankfully. With this setup, on average, I'd say I go 3 kills for 1 death. On average, sometimes less, sometimes more, but it's nowhere near as good as the sniper setup or like the pure rockets. Like if you go the heavy rocket for your primary, the dumbfire rockets for your support, and then go tanky as well, you'll get way more kills way faster, but it's not as fun. This requires skill right here. You actually have to aim. The rockets, you don't have to aim. They have so much splash damage. if you hit anywhere near the enemy, they're gonna take a ton of damage. So, guy's trying to snipe me up there. I think he got one shot in. And capturing the flag or the pole or whatever the hell this thing is. Another good thing about the machine guns is they go out to a pretty sizable range, deceptively long range. Somewhere in one of these videos, I get a really good snipe from all the way across this map. I'm literally on one side of the one far side of the map, hitting them on the other side with the machine guns. And as long as you can aim them accurately and lead the target, they do damage. They have a lot of spread, so you're not going to get full damage, but you can snipe people with them, which is interesting. You can't really do that with rockets because they fire so slow, unless you like really lead the target. You're like a mile and a half out in front of them. Good luck with that. I haven't been really talking about the match, have I? Been killing a bunch of people. We're just steamrolling here. That's all there is to it. They had a lot of really low tier, like unupgraded tanks with really crappy weapons for this map. Here's the snipe right here. See ya, unstoppable. Maybe that comes after Rampage. I don't know. Let's see. Enemies destroyed. It says 8, deaths 2, but then it says 11 up there. I'm not really sure what the difference is, but you know, whatever. We'll assume 8-2. That's 4 kills for 1 death, and that's not counting all the assists I got. So let's see. Same map. This one's much faster if I remember right, and we get more competition on this one. If I remember right, if it's this match, we'll know pretty quickly. The damage buff is down there, that's the red buff. The defense buff's over here, that's the blue one. The green one is the health, and the ammo is the yellow. And the defense buff, it seems to be more of a buffer. It's like an absorb. It eats up a certain amount of damage and then it goes away, as opposed to like reducing damage you take. And then the damage buff seems to be flat, not percent. As far as I can tell. I could be wrong, but that's just my guesses. So that guy just got absolutely destroyed. He tried to do some damage, but the defense buff buffered most of it. I don't know what this guy's doing. Goodbye, friend. He got a couple of shots in. I think he had the basic rocket, the one you start the game with, which actually isn't bad. I've got it on my secondary turret right now, on the lower turret. I can switch to it if I want to, if I want splash damage, but I don't think I do. I can't remember. This one body right here, and then the very last body in the hole, the very last hole in the list, you can have 2 different turrets and fire them independently, like they're separate. Gives you options. And then there's a couple of them where you can have 2 turrets at once, but you don't get any support slots, but the turrets fire at the same time. So you can double your main damage, or you can have supports. I like the supports better, personally. They have way more ammo. And I think damage per second is still higher, so that guy got wrecked. Do I get the spider? He's on the side of the... Oh, Beekman's back. He's on the side of the flag there. Ooh, I took him out with me. Very good. Climbing up the side of the pole there. The spider legs are really, really fun to use. If you're gonna play the game, at least try them out. They're really fun. Per tier, or whatever you want to call it, of propulsion is what the game calls it, the leg slot, they're slower than everything else per tier, but you can still get fast ones, you can still get really tanky ones. The key, though, is you can climb up walls. Am I going to get this guy? I got him with 5 health left. 2 on 1, no problem. Let's see. Yeah, we're destroying again. This isn't the match I thought it was. There was a match somewhere in there where the guy shows up with, he had like a primary sniper, 2 rockets for his supports, and he was tanky as all hell. Kind of like my setup, but he had propulsion. I mean, a hover. He had hover instead of tank treads. And his setup was more long range. He was abusing the snipers and the rockets. Whereas I'm purposely not doing that. Unstoppable. Let's see. Yeah, this one's gonna be fast. It's already halfway over, and they're not really putting up much resistance. I should have edited more of this out. I didn't know this was the same set of guys. I thought this was the next match. Oh well. You'll get to see a bunch of my favorite tank setup though, at least. Those little glowing deals on the bottom, where the lights are shining in succession outward. Those are the armor boosters. I highly recommend them. Not enough people use them. They give you so much durability. It's ridiculous. I never see anyone using them, ever, and they're extremely good. If, even on smaller crafts, like, oh, I just got sniped. I didn't even see from where. Even on the smaller craft, if you want to go with the quad support, there's only 2 bodies in the game that have quad support. One of them has the dual turrets and slightly less armor, and one of them has 1 turret with more armor. Regardless of which one you pick, if you go with fast legs, you can still use those 2 secondary support slots to boost your armor through the roof. Even on a fast tank, right? With moderately fast body, really fast legs, you'll still be going like somewhere between fast and medium speed, but you'll have plus 70 armor because of those armor boosters. It's really good. I cannot overstate that enough, how good it is. You guys can keep a lookout during the video if anyone at all other than me is even using them throughout all this. Oh, okay, sorry, there's a guy right there that's using them. That's why he was so tough to kill. But his downside was he had 4 armor boosters, which means all he had was his main turret for damage. That's really low damage, regardless of what turret you pick. Plus, if you run out of ammo for your main gun, you're just screwed. So I don't recommend that. I recommend 2 armor boosters and then 2 regular supports. Like machine guns or lasers or snipers or hell, even mortars if you want to. Got that defense boost. Steamrolling my way across the map. I think this is the guy with the 4 armor boosters. Yeah, look how long it's taking for him to die. Jesus. Oh, you get to see it in action there. How strong they are. This guy is out-turning me and I can't really... Yeah, I can't do anything about it. He just out-turned me with better... or, well, lighter wheels. And a lighter body. It is a problem. The heavier your turret, the slower it will turn. The heavier your body, the more mass you have, the slower you'll turn. So it does become a problem. Usually what I do in that case is I just back up and it usually throws them off. I stop turning and I just start going in straight reverse. I don't know why I didn't do it there, but... There's the tanky guy again. Didn't have much health left though. So there's the victory, 14 kills, and 4 deaths. Not bad. Not bad at all. I usually don't focus on getting towers unless I'm on a light body, a light craft. If I'm in a heavy craft, I'm better off just steamrolling the enemy as much as possible. Like getting in their face, killing them, because they're either distracted fighting me or they're dead, so they can't take the towers. And which map is this? This might be the docks. Yeah, it's the docks. Alright. So switching up, what am I going to switch to? Double turret. Keeping the treads. Machine gun. Machine gun. Machine gun. No, I'm just redoing what I already had, apparently. Okay, yeah, I'm just resetting it up. So you'll see a different map, but the same. You will see other tank setups at the end of the game. I mainly play as this one because I've tried the game a bit now and I like it the best. So, but you'll see some more enemy setups and a different map. Probably my second favorite map, the docks. All right, this is the one where it's really competitive. They have a team here. They had on the enemy team, they had 3 people that were playing together and they all had the same tank setup. It was really effective. It was the medium armor buggy with the sniper primary and I think rockets for secondary or something else for secondary, but it was really effective. Especially when they worked together, their damage was through the roof. I think I ended up trying to camp mid on this one. On the bigger maps, when you're a big bulky slow tank, your best bet is to just sit on midpoint. More often than not, they're going to send people at midpoint, and it's dual purpose. You're keeping the point for your team, and you're killing enemies at the same time. Whereas if you're just driving around at random, you may or may not find people, and you're definitely not defending a point. So, usually when I'm a big slow tank, that's what I do. I camp one spawn. I mean, one flag. There are death matches in this game, but no one plays them. Everyone plays capture the flag. You never see the death matches. I wanted to show you one, but I would have had to create it and then wait for people to fill it up, which takes forever. Usually people join games that are already full with people. They don't join new ones. Like, there's another flamethrower guy. He's trying to flame me through the floor. Not gonna work, friend. I evaporated a bunch of his health when he was driving up. so I believe he's already almost dead. Do some more damage to him. Where's he going? Grabbing some ammo. Was not running away, just wanted the ammo. Oh, he goes back down, okay. And he fought someone. Okay, here's where he loses most of his health. Right. And then instead of leaving, he just sits here. Like he's safe. You're not safe, friend. Quad destroyer. This point right here is pretty hectic. As you can see, these are the guys that have the same setup, I think. Yeah, the buggy legs. Those guys right there. They have the same setup, and there's like 3 of them running around. There's another one in the background over there. But this particular map, there's a really cool underground, like that tunnel right there leads to this series of tunnels where there's this big open room with platforms that go up into the air, like 4 stories up into the air that are open. Just knocked myself over like an idiot. If you do, you can use your guns to flip yourself back. But there's this really cool 4-level open, spaced out underground tunnel thing, underground cave down there. And that's where the 3rd point is. Very, very cool. That was one of the buggy guys. He almost won in a straight-up fight. Like I said, their setup is really strong. There's another one driving around down there. And then on the far end of the map, past the water over there, that's the 3rd point. It's really open. It's basically sniper bait. If you're over there, you're going to get sniped. So that's why I usually don't go that side and let everyone else deal with it. And yeah, this is a close match. I remember it being close, but I don't remember it being this close. Jesus. This is going to come down to the wire. I don't remember if we win this one. It looks like we're not going to. No, we lost it. Wow. That's about as close as it gets right there. 11 points off. 7 enemies destroyed, 3 tower captured. That was all the same tower, and 1 death. And then God knows how many assists. I got a piece of pretty much everyone in every fight that was anywhere near mid. So, here's where we're getting into just random footage showing off different guns. This one has 4 mortars, which the mortars are interesting in that even if they're in the secondary support slot as an attack item, they still lock on. They still fire where you target. Any of the primary weapons for the secondary support slots, they'll fire wherever your tank is facing, not where your turret's facing, except for the mortars. They still fire where you're targeting, which is good. It means you can do quad mortars like this and do some insane splash damage. My primary weapon on here is the machine gun rapid firing missile launcher. Not machine gun, whatever you want to call it. Fast firing. It's also extremely accurate. Doesn't have much splash, but look at the mortars. Oh my god. The mortars just destroy that guy's entire existence. So we have a lot of range with the accurate fast firing rockets, and then we have insane amounts of medium range damage with the mortars. Especially if they group up. Oh my god. Look at that. The mortars are so much fun if you stack them. You have to be tanky if you're going to stack mortars. You can't be fast because it's difficult to aim them. You got to lead targets and all this other stuff. And it takes multiple barrages. Even to kill lights, it's going to take like 2 barrages probably. Because they're so inaccurate. Getting shot in the ass. Shoot up some mortars. Yeah, see, even direct hits, it takes forever to kill tanky targets. So you really need to be tanky. You need to absorb some punishment if you're going to use the mortars. But they're really fun. I highly recommend them. Just for fun factor alone. The fast-firing, long-range, accurate rocket, my main gun right now, I don't know if I love it as much because it's basically a weak sniper, and the sniper's just better. Like I said, this thing doesn't have much splash damage. If it did, it might have a place, but the sniper's just so much better, honestly, for what that does. You know, long-range, accurate shots. So, and it does way more damage, too. And there are no headshots in this game. You do full damage if you hit them at all. So, snipers are easy as hell to use. I'm trying to shoot this guy on the ledge, and I'm just hitting the bridge. This guy comes rolling up on me. Do I get him? There's no way. Yeah, there's no... Oh, wait. Oh! I'll take it. 1 for 1. In a slugfest with mortars, I'll take it. Mortars aren't meant for, like, 1-for-1 duels. They're meant for, you know, inaccurate fire at medium range against multiple targets. Grabbing that defense buff. Like this guy right here should just get absolutely wrecked. Oh, that's the same guy. Okay. He might beat me this time. I just blew myself up. I drove into my own mortar fire. Pro plays at their finest. The best tank captain in Gears Up history. Let's see. Lightning duel. He's getting demolished. Oh, we got two of them. If I can aim this correctly, I can hit them and they can't hit me. If I stay behind this and don't hit myself. No, I'm hitting the bridge got in the way. This is not the best spot for running mortars. You know, under that bridge, the middle point. I should probably be going somewhere else. I'm just in the habit of always going for the middle point. That's an interesting setup. He's got the bouncy laser. Ooh, bunch of lag, it looks like. Yeah, okay, I cut the footage there because there's some lag. That guy had the buggy setup, which is really fast with a bouncing laser. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to aim that. Good luck. Here I just go through the different customized options. I think I emptied out the garage first, so that stupid garage full thing isn't in the way. Yeah. You can only have 11 parts. I've got 11 parts, so I have to sell something. I don't remember what I ended up selling. Probably one of the weapons. Just because they're so cheap. It'd be easy to buy it back. Yeah, I just sell... Okay, so yeah, I sell the automatic missile launcher. That was the primary from the last match. So now that stupid garage full garbage won't be in the middle of the screen. Why did I go back out? I have no idea. Oh yeah, I'm just... Okay, I was going to talk about the different parts here. Hulls are body. This is where most of your armor comes from, this and your legs. And this is where most of your mass comes from. If you're low mass, it affects your speed less. If you're more mass, it affects your speed more. Rocket body. These are all the standard bodies. It's just, it goes from really fast with low armor to really slow with high armor. There's nothing special about them until you get to these last three. That one has 4 support slots. That one has 2 turrets and 4 support slots. That one has 2 independent turrets and 2 support slots. Supports, they're your secondary weapons. They do less damage on average than your primary, but you get to stack them. You get more of them. And they usually have more ammo, so... The miniguns are my favorites. Autocannons are really good. I tried those. Auto lasers are just laser versions of the autocannons. The triple spear build with a primary spear and the supports is really strong. The rockets, like I said, any of the rockets are really good for the most part. You saw the mortars, you saw the laser beams. Those are the sniper supports that you saw in the first fight. The mines are more or less garbage. I tried the repair gun, couldn't get it to work well. A lot of people love these jump infantry type things, the blades and the fans and the jump engine and all that, because you can fly for a short distance. The wings were interesting. They were fun on the docks. I kept jumping off the top and then gliding through the air across the map shooting people. Stealth is interesting in that when you sit still, you stay stealth as long as you don't shoot. That's a pretty cool support. I messed around with it a little bit with a light with a really high alpha. I'd drive out in the middle of the map, sit there invisible, wait for someone to come up, line an easy shot up, and then just alpha the crap out of them. These are just decorations. They don't do anything other than make your tank look different. And they also cost a lot of points. You can get anything in this game, I believe, with in-game currency. Or you can pay to play and get currency that way. Really, the only thing in the game that's expensive are the decorations. The regular stuff, turrets and hulls and all that stuff, they're not expensive at all. Here's the different turrets, which define how many support and how many gun slots you get. They also define your speed, how fast your turret will rotate, and they add some armor. Less than the body and the legs, but still some. That's my favorite right there, the assault turret. It's got medium armor, medium turning speed, and 2 support slots. And then my second favorite is this one right here, the shark. It's, again, got medium armor, medium turn speed, and it's got 2 support slots. And then these last 2 turrets are special. They don't have any support slots. Instead, they have 2 main guns that fire at the same time, which is really powerful. Like, you could do 2 heavy-duty snipers. The Desecrator, the big heavy sniper, 2 of those combined. That's a ton of damage. Here's the legs, the tracks first. There's my favorite right there, the heaviest duty tracks. The buggies, which are probably my second favorite in the game. They trade some armor for really high durability and turning, but they're really fun to use. These are the hover jets. I can't stand them. They're really hard to control. They look really cool and you can strafe while you're using them, but they're really hard to control. And then the spider legs, of course. And the very last one, this one is really interesting. You float on a ball, the ball spins under you, and it's insanely difficult to control. It's got controls kind of like the hover jets. Here's all the primary guns. Those are all the rockets for primary. The revolver counts as a rocket, even though it shouldn't be, but whatever. This is a really slow firing laser thing. There's the fast firing rockets. The winged missile is kind of like the fast firing rockets, except it fires slower but hits harder, has more splash. The laser guns, the two snipers, there's the heavy duty sniper, which is insanely broken. More lasers, that's the machine gun laser gun right there. It's actually pretty good. The one above the vintage. The harpoon, that's for the triple harpoon build, which is really good. There's the machine guns. I like all three of them. Their stats are pretty balanced between the machine guns. It just depends if you want more fire rate or more damage. The flamethrowers are pretty bad. You have to be really close and they're really inaccurate. They're really hard to hit with. Shotgun's really strong. The Greyhound's terrible. The proximity mines are absolutely terrible. And then the repair gun, like I said, I couldn't get it to work. At least not the way I wanted to. But there's all the different equipment in the game. Like I said, there's a ton of items to play around with. Although most of them really aren't balanced at all. But it is what it is. Showing some more customization. I just bought one of the flamethrowers, the heavy one. And I'm going to show that off. Keeping mostly the same setup, but incorporating the flamethrower. If you had the dual main cannon setup, that turret, with 2 heavy-duty flamethrowers, and your support slots were like... I guess you could only have supports for the second turret, couldn't you? Or if you went with the one with 1 turret and normally 4 support slots, yeah, you'd go with that one. The, what's it called? Not twin, but the other one. You'd go with that one, you'd have like 2 armor slots for your supports, and then dual heavy flamers for your main guns. That could be pretty interesting, because you'd be insanely difficult to kill, and you just bum rush people and flame them. You'd need medium speed. You wouldn't want to be as heavy as my tank is. You'd want to downgrade the wheels a bit. You can change your colors if you want to. I'm showing that off. You want to downgrade the wheels a bit as far as armor goes and increase the speed a bit, but that could be interesting. Just bum rush people with dual heavy flamers. I wish I'd have tried that. The colors themselves don't really matter if you're doing any of the team-based stuff, because it sets your color. You're either red or blue. But if you do the free-for-all, then you can set your color to whatever you want. So here's the flamethrower in action. Gotta get closer. The guy's trying to snipe me with machine gun fire, but he doesn't he doesn't know how to use them. He's really inaccurate. So here's the flamethrower in close range. And yeah, they just got evaporated. See ya, friends. That's the heavy flamer in action. I think this next one, yeah, I show my second favorite rapid fire gun after probably the Gatling gun. This is the rapid fire laser. And it's really good. It hits harder per shot, fires a bit slower, but it's still really good. Let's see, grabbing the defense buff. And yeah, he's getting lit up like crazy. I'm even missing most of those shots, and he's still at, what, half health already? Goodbye. Getting shot in the back. This guy wants a piece. So here'll be some more direct fire. Like, I got in my way, so I just rammed the crap out of him. The heavier tanks can bump around the lighter tanks, can throw them all over the place. This is quad armor with the buzzsaw, which the buzzsaw might be the worst gun in the game. It is so hard to aim, and it doesn't do much more damage than, like, say, a rocket. So what's the point? But, I'm so tanky right now. I have the tankiest tank treads, quad armor boost, and my body has, like, medium armor. So even though he's hitting me, he's not doing much damage. He ends up blowing himself up at the end here, because he got flipped over. There was a bit of lag there, but he got flipped over and then exploded himself, trying to get back up. I go up to these guys. I'd never used the mine launcher before. I didn't know how it worked, and just blew himself up. I didn't even kill the guy in front of me. He's still alive. The way the mines work, I guess, is that you're supposed to use them like to set up an area, like a choke point or something, and then like people round the corner and they instantly die, I guess. It's more of a troll weapon than it is like a dueling weapon. I ended up taking on these two guys over here, and I think I can get them both. Because I set the mines up, and I back up, and he drives into them. And then I drive into my own mine. But it was a 2-for-1, so I'll take it. But yeah, I don't like the mines at all. If I'm being honest, I don't think they're even slightly viable. Here's a fast setup with the hover jets. Like I said, I don't like them, but I wanted to show them off anyways. And I hadn't shown a fast attack tank yet. This is about as fast as it gets. This thing is blisteringly quick. And I went back to the troll setup where I've got support snipers, and then I've got a really heavy-hitting primary rocket, which it's hard to aim, doesn't have as much splash, but when it hits like a truck. Plus combined with the dual snipers and support, which I'm not hitting anything, unfortunately. I'm missing all of my shots. It's mainly because the hover jet thing is so hard to control. It's like, it floats everywhere. Even if you sit still, if you have one of the hover jet bodies, your tank constantly like moves around by itself. And it's really difficult to aim, to position, to do anything with this thing. So, but like I said, I figured I'd show it off just for completeness sake. Let's see. Ooh, he made that easy. He didn't even try to move. I just lined that up and just boom. The alpha on this setup is really high for a light tank. As long as you hit all 3 shots. Yeah, kind of like that right there. Goodbye, friend. But yeah, the game itself, it's fun. It's fun. I wish it was more balanced. Maybe it will be in the future. Like I said, they really need to tone down the alphas for rockets, and they really need to tone down the snipers. They're both extremely strong. Plus, they need to reduce the armor values for the heavier tanks, because it's such a huge advantage. Like, if I go into a fight against a light, very, very, very rarely they do more than like a third of my health. Maybe a half of my health if they have a really high damage weapon. But it's uneven as hell. Especially if you have splash damage. It's just not fair. The heavier tanks are so much tankier. So, but yeah, tons of maps, tons of variety, tons of parts. Really fun to play, really easy to play, free to play. Like I said, the only thing you really have to buy is you know, like your part limit. If you want to increase your part limit, that's really it. And pre-made tanks. If you want to save your tank builds or whatever, you have to be premium. But other than that, you can play the game completely free to play, and it is a blast. Really fast matches. You know, you don't need like really high skill to play this game well. So it's pretty much for everyone. But yeah, quest to play everything. Gears up. I'll see you guys next time.